Hey, before we dive into our series, I want to give a quick update on our Launching a Legacy initiative. And I want to kind of clarify what our Launching a Legacy initiative is and where it came from. You see, our number one core value at SouthPoint is this. Jesus is a big deal. Can I get an amen? Jesus is a big deal because God gave his best for us so that we could experience life transformation. So as followers of Jesus, we give our best for him so that our world can experience the life-changing power found in the person of Jesus. And so our first permanent campus isn't about huddling. It isn't about being comfortable. It's about creating a launch pad so that people can experience Jesus in our communities. So I wanted to give you and those of you at Lusby and those of you online a quick update kind of where we stand practically. And so I'm going to give it the next slide here. And so kind of what we've done is the major site plan has already been submitted to our local county. And so that's going really well. As a matter of fact, our MEPs are in the final stages. They'll be completed early next week or mid next week. And so we're really excited about that. So kind of the next steps with our first permanent campus are this, is that the major site plan responses, the county has 30 days and they'll give us a response and then we'll respond to that and then that should move forward. And then after that, what we're going to do is we're going to take the MEP mechanical, electrical, and plumbing drawings and our major site plan, and we'll give it to a lending institution, and they create an appraisal, and that's kind of how they work on financing that. And then there's a general contractor selection. Hey, at SouthPoint, we really value the fact that many of you sacrificially give to have our first permanent campus, and a general contractor will allow us to use those resources the best way. We do what's called an open bid process. We'll be kind of in the next, and what that means is we go to those trades that actually do the building, and we find about 3 of them, and then we get bids from them, and then that way, before we break ground, we have the best estimate of actually what it's going to cost before we even start. And then the most exciting point is we're fired up. We could possibly be breaking ground and doing a groundbreaking ceremony late summer, early fall. Get fired up. I'm excited. So for those of you at Leonardtown, that means we'll have real air condition, not like here where there is no air condition. Hey, I want to give you a little bit of a financial update after the next steps, and kind of here's where we stand is currently right now we have about 1.8 between our Kickstart offering and our pledges, and our target goal is about $2 million so that we can complete the project the way that we want. That gives us a monthly budget of about $44,400, and you can kind of see what our monthly actual is. It's $43,800, and so we're really on point. We're really there, and so I just want to say thank you to all of those of you that give. I do want to say something. Since we launched Launching a Legacy way back in October and November, I know that we have lots of new people, and maybe you haven't had the chance, and so we have these out on our Connect card, our Connect table. We have what's called a pledge card, and I often get asked, Matt, why do churches need pledges? And I go, because the bank looks at pledges. That's how they understand what the church can financially do, and pledges allow the church to make the wisest financial decisions because then we understand the resources that we have. So if you've been coming and you're saying, I love SouthPoint, I love that they have a passion to reach the community for Jesus, that everyone is loved and welcome, that we're better together, that Jesus is a big deal, that everyone has the next step, that we are contributors and not consumers. If you're passionate about that and you haven't done a pledge, it's not a legal obligation, but I encourage you, stop by the Connect table, fill this out. This will help us with our lender, and it will help us understand what we have. And if you're already giving or giving, if you're giving digitally, please identify where you want your resources to go. If you're giving on a check, please write it on the bottom. And if you give on a cash envelope, please write it on there, because we want your giving to go where you want it to go, because if you don't identify it, then it just goes into our general operating account. So just want to say that. And lastly, I just want to say this. I want to say this to those of you watching online. I want to say this to those of you in Lusby and to those of you at the Leonardtown campus. I want to say a heartfelt thank you to each and every person who has sacrificially given so that we can make Jesus famous in our communities.